In 2017, a terrifying incident took place on Earth. A group of aliens called scavengers invaded the planet and began destroying humanity. Their ultimate goal was to completely wipe out mankind from Earth so they could achieve their true purpose. But humans did not give up so easily. To destroy the scavengers, they used advanced nuclear weapons and other devastating technologies. While these attacks harmed the aliens, they also left Earth heavily damaged and almost uninhabitable. As a result, the surviving humans abandoned Earth and migrated to a new home on Saturn. However, only 2 people stayed behind, working tirelessly to restore Earth back to its original state. During this mission, they uncover shocking secrets and hidden truths, which is exactly what we are going to witness in today's movie. So hello everyone. Just now I was telling you about Oblivion, an American science fiction action movie. The twist at the end will completely blow your mind. So without wasting any more time, let's dive right in. Today's story takes us into the year 2077, on a future Earth. Here we meet Jack, a drone technician, who lives high above the clouds in a massive tower with his partner Vika. Together, they watch over the ruined and devastated planet below. This destruction was caused by the terrifying alien invaders known as scavengers. They had destroyed Earth's moon to extract its resources, which triggered a chain of natural disasters on Earth. Earth had become nearly uninhabitable. Jack and Vika believed they were the very last remaining humans on the planet. After the moon's destruction, a series of massive natural disasters followed, leading to global devastation. The aliens continued their relentless attacks, and in order to fight back, humanity was forced to use nuclear weapons. Although the humans won the war, the cost was enormous. Most of Earth was left barren and turned into vast deserts. The surviving humans migrated to another planet, while small groups took shelter aboard a massive space station called TET, which floated in Earth's orbit. Huge machines were deployed to harvest energy from Earth's oceans to keep humanity's new home alive. Meanwhile, Jack's daily duty was to descend to the ruined Earth's surface and repair drones. These drones were flying spherical machines, programmed to hunt down and eliminate the last remaining scavs. On the other hand, Vika stayed inside the tower, constantly maintaining communication with their mission commander, Sally, who monitored everything from the TET space station. She would give them further instructions for their missions through radio contact. Jack's main task was fixing the drones, especially in regions filled with the ruins of old cities, places like New York and Manhattan. One day, while repairing drone 166 inside the abandoned Super Bowl stadium, Jack tells Vika that he wishes he could have seen the last game played there back in 2017. Suddenly, he spots a stray dog. Jack tries to scare it away, but the freshly repaired drone 166 activates and attempts to kill the animal. Just before it can fire, Jack quickly intervenes and saves the dog from being destroyed. Later, Jack discovers another missing drone inside a public library in New York. But soon we realize it was actually a trap set by the scavs. Luckily, drone 166 suddenly shows up and rescues Jack from the ambush. Once again, the drone returns under Jack's control. These drones are extremely powerful and incredibly fast, which makes them very difficult to fight against. Inside the library, Jack finds an old book and decides to take it back home with him. One particular passage reminds him of the story of Horatius, and this sparks something deep within him. That night, Jack returns to the tower and has dinner with Vika. Vika is overjoyed, because their mission is only 2 weeks away from completion. After that, they will be sent to Titan, where the rest of humanity is waiting to start a new life. But Jack doesn't seem happy about it. Deep inside, we can sense that he has no real desire to leave Earth. He is constantly haunted by flashbacks of his past, memories and dreams of life before the war. The problem is, those memories shouldn't exist at all. Before taking this job, his entire past had been forcibly erased in a process called the mandatory memory wipe. One day, Jack surprises Vika with a bouquet of flowers that he had secretly been growing, but Vika, worried that it might be against the rules, immediately throws them out of the tower. She believes the plants could be contaminated with dangerous unknown toxins. Sometime later, Jack and Vika take a swim together, spending a quiet moment with each other. But even in that peaceful time, Jack is haunted once again by mysterious visions of a woman he doesn't recognize. The next morning, they are awakened by the deafening sound of a mushroom cloud explosion in the distance. A massive water processing plant has been destroyed. On his next assignment, Jack is sent to investigate a strange signal coming from the ruins of the Empire State Building. Soon, he realizes the signal is actually a set of coded coordinates. Believing it to be the work of scavs, Jack quickly disables the transmission cable. He tells Vika that he's heading out to check the radiation zone near the perimeter. But here, we discover Jack's secret. He's actually heading to a hidden retreat of his own, a secluded cabin by a quiet lake, where he's been trying to build a second life away from all the rules. Exhausted, Jack falls asleep on the grass. Suddenly, he wakes up to see objects falling from the sky. They crash exactly at the same coordinates where the mysterious signal was coming from. Jack rushes to investigate and finds several Delta sleep pods scattered across the crash site. Moments later, drones arrive and begin destroying the pods one by one. But in one of the pods, Jack discovers the woman he has been seeing in his dreams all this time. To protect her, he shields her with his own body against the drone's fire. Surprisingly, the drones don't harm Jack, because their programming specifically forbids them from targeting him. Jack rescues the pod and brings it back to the tower. Vika helps revive the woman, and for the first time we learn her name, Julia. But soon we see that Vika doesn't really like Julia's presence at all. Against Jack's wishes, she reports everything to Sally. Sally then firmly orders that Jack must bring Julia to the Tet space station immediately. Meanwhile, Julia convinces Jack to help her recover the flight data recorder from her crashed spaceship, as she desperately wants to know what really happened. Jack agrees and secretly takes her along without telling Vika. However, right after retrieving the recorder, they are ambushed and surrounded by scavs. In the chaos, Jack manages to send Julia back to the tower in the ship, ensuring at least her safety. But before he can escape, one of the scavs knocks him unconscious and drags him away to their hidden base. When Jack wakes up, he finds himself tied tightly to a chair, captured, and surrounded. And this is where the shocking truth is finally revealed. The ones we thought were scavs all along are actually humans. They explain to Jack that the real alien enemy isn't on Earth at all. It's inside the Tet, and the drones Jack has been repairing aren't protecting humanity. They're actually programmed to hunt down and kill the last surviving humans on Earth. At this point, the leader of the human resistance, Beach, appears. He tells Jack that they need his help. The resistance fighters had managed to capture a drone, and from other destroyed drones they already collected 10 power cells. On top of that, from Julia's crashed spacecraft, they recovered something even more powerful, a plutonium power core. Their plan is to use all of this to transform the captured drone into a nuclear weapon, strong enough to destroy the Tet once and for all. But there's a problem. The drone has serious technical issues, and only someone with Jack's expertise as a drone technician can fix and reprogram it. They plead with Jack to help them recode the drone, but Jack refuses. He still believes that there are humans aboard the Tet, and he doesn't want to risk killing innocent lives. Beach then lets Jack and Julia go, telling them that the real truth lies within the forbidden radiation zone. Determined, Jack takes Julia on his motorbike, heading straight toward the mysterious area. When they run out of fuel, they continue on foot until they finally reach the ruins of the Empire State Building. From there, Jack reports their location to Vika. In response, Vika sends out another aircraft to bring them back. But before that happens, standing on the balcony of the ruined stadium, Julia finally reveals her true identity. She is Jack's wife. Both of them were once crew members of a spacecraft called Odyssey. However, before Jack began his mission under Tet's command, his memories were completely erased, leaving him unaware of his past and the woman he once loved. Jack finally begins to remember everything, but just at that moment, the aircraft arrives. Vika witnesses the scene of Jack with Julia, and heartbroken, she reports to Sally that she can no longer remain Jack's partner. Meanwhile, a damaged drone stored in the tower suddenly reactivates and launches an attack. Vika is caught in its fire and is burned alive. As the drone turns to kill Jack, Julia quickly uses the weapons from her ship to destroy it. With no time to waste, Jack and Julia escape in their aircraft, but 3 more drones immediately give chase. Desperate, they fly straight into a storm and then down into a canyon, hoping to shake them off. In the intense battle that follows, Jack manages to destroy 2 of the drones, but then drone 166 arrives and completely tears their ship apart. Their aircraft crashes deep inside a barren, desert-like radiation zone. Struggling to recover, Jack suddenly hears the familiar danger alert of a damaged drone nearby, but what he sees shocks him. Another technician, looking exactly like Jack himself, working on repairing the drone with an identical aircraft parked nearby. Yet Jack knows there shouldn't be any other human left on Earth. Soon as Jack comes face to face with the man, he's shocked, because that mechanic is actually Jack Harper 52, a clone of himself. A brutal fight breaks out between the two, and in the middle of the struggle, a bullet hits Julia, injuring her in the stomach and leaving her badly hurt. Jack takes Jack 52's jet back to the tower to get a medkit for Julia, where he encounters another version of Vika. Seeing how deeply the truth has been hidden leaves him stunned. Still, he manages to trick Vika into believing that he's her Jack. Later, he rescues Julia, and together they escape to Jack's secret lakeside cottage for safety. Jack finally decides to help the human resistance and begins working on drone programming. But meanwhile, Sally sends 3 more drones after him. The drones storm the Scav base, attacking everyone. In the process, their leader Beach gets killed, and the captured drone can no longer be controlled. However, the fuel cells remain intact, and they realize that the only way left is to hide the bomb inside a Delta sleep pod, where Julia will be placed, to deliver it directly to Tet. According to the real plan, Jack himself takes the Delta sleep pod and heads straight toward Tet. On the way, he listens to the data recorder retrieved from the Odyssey. From it, he learns the truth, that back in 2017, when he was the pilot of the Odyssey heading toward Tet, Vika was his co-pilot, and Julia was one of the crew members asleep in hibernation. The original Sally, who was then the NASA mission commander, had ordered that everyone on board be kept safe. To save Julia and the other crew, Jack detached the rear shuttle containing the Delta sleep pods, ensuring their survival, while only he and Vika remained on the Odyssey. Meanwhile, in the present day, Jack, Tech 49, finally arrives at Tet and is granted entry. The alien scavengers grow suspicious and begin questioning why Jack has really come. When his true intentions almost get exposed, the scanners indicate possible deception, and he is nearly executed. But Jack manages to convince them with lies, claiming that he wants humanity to survive, that he's on their side. In reality, though, his true mission is to destroy Tet once and for all. Jack is allowed further inside so that he can deliver Julia. On the way, he notices countless clone pods being created, copies of himself and Vika. When he finally reaches the core, Jack activates the Delta sleep pod right in front of Tet's glowing red scanners. But as the pod opens, it's not Julia who comes out, it's the wounded Beach. Realizing they've been tricked, Tet immediately summons its drones to destroy them. But Jack and Beach together trigger the fuel cell explosion, sacrificing themselves. Meanwhile, Julia wakes up at the lake cottage inside her sleeper pod. Looking up at the sky, she breaks into tears as she witnesses Tet exploding in the distance. 3 years pass. Julia now lives peacefully at the lake cottage with her daughter. One day, she encounters a group of human survivors. From among them, Jack Harper, Tech 52, steps forward, and that's where the movie ends, leaving us wondering what the future holds between Julia and Jack 52. So, that's it for today's explanation. If you enjoyed the movie, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay with us. I'll see you again in another video. Till then, bye.